When I watched this movie as a child, I was quite frightened, but worse than being scared, I was disappointed, because this film showed me that the sea can actually be quite terrifying. Until that age, I had thought of the sea as something completely safe, an innocent place that existed only for people to have fun. But although the sea looks inviting in the shallow parts, once it gets deeper it is full of horrors. Under the influence of this film, when I went into the sea at a young age, I was even afraid of the small fish touching my feet. I always remember the scene in the film where the shark attacks from below. Later, as I grew up and logic replaced my imagination, I understood that these were two different things. But the eerie side of the sea was not limited only to sharks. There were creatures more disturbing than sharks, and at the same time ruins and caves. The sea, alongside its magnificent beauty, is a terrifying place full of the unknown. There is a concept called thalassophobia. It refers to the fear of the depth of the sea, its vast emptiness, and being far from land. Among the many reasons the sea frightens us, first of all, we know that we humans are not designed for the sea. An average person can hold their breath underwater between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. After spending some time in the water, our skin immediately begins to wrinkle. But our fear of the sea is not about our physical inadequacies, as much as it is about realizing this truth: we do not belong there. The sea is not designed for us to survive, and when we descend into the depths, it is not hospitable to us at all. We are not wanted in the deep. The photos I have shown probably created an uneasy feeling in you as well, but the photo I am about to show is the one that disturbs me the most. The contrast between a chair and the vast ocean. It is so obvious that the chair does not belong to the sea, that this sharp incompatibility is disturbing. Another concept this photo evokes in me is emptiness. The sea is an empty place, absurdly empty, and this emptiness is quite unsettling for us humans. I found a survey on the internet about the most feared feature of the sea, and interestingly, its immense emptiness ranked first, surpassing options like drowning and dangerous sea creatures. And there is a place where we can experience this emptiness of the sea most intensely: Point Nemo. This place is the point on the ocean that is farthest from land. A person at this point would have to travel 2,700 kilometers to reach the nearest landmass. Although the word Nemo generally reminds people of Finding Nemo, it actually takes its name from Captain Nemo and Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Also, the word Nemo means no one in Latin. It is an appropriate term for this place, because there is nothing related to humans there. It is the most isolated point in the world. A question has been on my mind: what was our perspective on the sea when we did not have the technology to explore it? When we had not experienced the immense emptiness and strange creatures in the depths? Did the sea still seem frightening to us? In Greek mythology, the gods used the sea as a harbinger of bad events. When the sea became rough, everyone understood that misfortune was about to happen. Mythology also introduced us to sea monsters, the giant serpent Leviathan or the octopus Kraken, that sank ships. What I mean here is that our fear of the sea did not begin when technology advanced and allowed us to reach its depths. We were always afraid of the sea. Even when we could not explore its depths, the sea still represented dark emotions, the messenger of tragic events and the home of terrifying creatures. Today, perhaps we no longer connect the sea's turbulence with bad events, nor do we believe in these mythological sea creatures. But the sea is still frightening for us, even traumatic. Yes, I mean the Titanic, the terrible accident in 1912 in which 1,500 people died. This engineering marvel, which they said would never sink, was completely submerged by an iceberg in 2 hours and 40 minutes. The wreck of the ship was found 73 years later. Yes, 73 years. When researchers found the wreck, it was as if the sea was mocking us. It had destroyed the bodies, but had not even touched some of the passengers' belongings. A violin, shoes, a watch, and many other belongings of passengers and crew were found during the exploration of the wreck. Some of these items were almost in their original condition. The ship itself, however, was unrecognizable. The sea had neither completely destroyed this ship like the bodies, nor preserved it like the belongings. The sea had claimed it. It had made it a part of itself. Just as a person bitten by a zombie undergoes a mutation, the ship had undergone a transformation. This ship now belonged to the sea. But the discovery of the wreck showed something else. The ship was not only decaying under the sea, it was also dissolving. Research revealed that the ship was gradually shrinking. A type of bacteria in the sea was found to feed on the ship's iron and rust. Experts say that if this continues, within 15 to 20 years, nothing of the Titanic will remain. There's another event I compare to this. In 2018, a species of fish living approximately 8 kilometers below the sea surface was discovered. The fact that a species could live so deep in the sea greatly interested researchers, and they decided to bring this fish to the surface to study it. But when this species was brought to the surface, it began to melt, just like the Titanic. These two events are quite similar because neither of them were in the place they belonged. This massive ship was supposed to be in open air. This small fish belonged 8 kilometers below the sea. The sea is quite ruthless toward those who deny its nature. It does not like strangers very much, and it makes its own creatures dependent on itself. We humans are curious beings. We do not want there to be any place we have not set foot in. We have even surpassed our biological potential and explored places in the sea that go beyond our imagination, even though we can normally hold our breath for only a few minutes. Our attempt to establish dominance over the sea has sometimes been successful and sometimes not. Because the sea, like everything in nature, never disturbs the balance between beauty and fear.